I am Andrew Potter. This is my EDL 853 Module 8 case study, Get This Child Out of My Room. A summary of the case study is that Susan is a special education teacher. She is new at the district. This is her first year. She's replacing a veteran teacher who has been there for the last 25 years. Carl is the main focus of this case study. He is a child who behavior continues to worsen as the study goes on, and his parents have recently been divorced. Carl is a part of Miss Taylor's classroom, and Miss Taylor keeps on approaching Susan about getting Carl out of the classroom, trying to reuse the strategies that was used with the previous special ed teacher. What do I know? I know that Susan is the new special ed teacher, replacing a veteran teacher who has been there for the last 25 years. So there's new blood, new thought process that is coming to the school district, or to that school. Carl's behavior continues to get worse. This is demonstrated by him throwing rocks at teachers later on into the study. So his behavior is becoming almost to a safety risk. The school is very stretched out. It's a very rural district, up in the mountains, a lot of farmland, mining, ski resorts. It's 800 miles wide, with about 16 schools. What do I need to know? I believe what I would need to know is what type of previous training has the staff received? Have they received ways to prevent this type of behavior, possibly in the classroom? Restraining students, or what type of strategies have they been taught about having special education students in their classroom? Miss Taylor and Miss Lewis did real well working together. So what type of strategies were used at that point? Does Carl have any positive relationships with any other staff members in the school that could be used as a sense of motivation for him? What was Carl's behavior before the divorce? Was this something that he was demonstrating this type of behavior before the divorce, or has the divorce been something that has triggered this? Is Carl possibly blaming himself for this type of outcome? And then what other resources are available? With Susan being new to the school, she may not know all the type of resources that are available within the district or the community. Plan of action. I believe meeting with the social worker and counselor to find out what type of other resources are available that the district can offer, or the community can offer. And then also I would provide some additional PD to the staff members and the teachers for classroom behavior, working with students of special needs. I believe also meeting with the school psychologist to help formulate some plans to help Carl to learn some strategies to help him. I think reforming his IEP, adding time to meet with this psychologist, I think would be very valuable. Adding into his behavior plan by listing the steps of what will cause him to be removed from the classroom and what can cause him to go back into the classroom or possibly stay in the classroom. I think looking to see if it's possible to add a behavioral para in the classroom that can help be in there to redirect Carl's behavior when it looks like he is starting to act out. Someone that can be in there helping reinforce positive behavior. Finding out what motivates Carl, I think, is also very important. By knowing what motivates him will help understand what drives him to want to learn. If he's not motivated, then he's not going to want to learn. He's not going to want to be in the classroom. He's not going to want to be in that type of environment. So if they're able to motivate him with something internal in the classroom, or maybe something external where he may be able to earn the opportunities to leave the classroom and go do something else. And I think also promote when he is doing things right. In the classroom, there has to be times where Carl's doing right things, and I think promoting that, letting Carl understand that he is doing things right at times may help also cause those positive moments and positive behavior to reoccur. Category 3, the resolution. I believe that the students and staff safety is very important. His safety is important, the fellow students and staff is important. As we read through the case study, it showed that Carl was throwing stuff in the classroom, and then even got to the point where he was throwing stuff such as rocks at staff members. That's something that is progressively getting worse and progressively becoming more dangerous. So if that's something that is unable to be stopped or prevented, clearly he's going to continue to do something like that and possibly end up getting to a level that's even more dangerous for himself or the fellow students and staff members. I think meeting with the psychologist can help Carl learn ways to resolve his anger. Teach him some strategies that he can use to cause him to possibly cool down, to allow him some place in the classroom that's a safe spot that he can use those strategies to resolve the anger that he's having. I think giving him a purpose for being at school is part of the resolution as well. Giving him something that motivates him to want to be there, to want to learn. And then also providing his parents with resources by the social worker can help allow the reinforcement of the positive behavior at home and also help reinforce that behavior at school as well. What was I thinking, feeling, and valuing? I was thinking that Carl, clearly he needs help. He may feel lost. He may feel like he doesn't have a purpose right now. With the divorce, it's obviously a traumatic event for him that's causing him to have a lot of impulse decision making. So I feel that obviously he needs help. So I was feeling sorry for him as well. He's a young boy and he has a lot of stuff on his mind right now. I was feeling for the teachers. I was feeling for the staff at the school because I know that I know teaching in a rural district the resources are scarce. There's not as much availability for getting some of those things of needs, so it could be pretty difficult. I was thinking that there's not much unity within the staff or his parents. Clearly, during the meeting, the parents got in a little verbal disagreement. So there's not much unity there, clearly with the divorce as well. And the staff, Miss Taylor was kind of condescending to Susan about continuously bringing up the strategies that was used with Miss Lewis. Not being very willing to accept the strategies that that Susan is trying to offer. I value that Susan really cares for Carl's well-being. Being a new special education teacher. She really is trying her best at putting Carl in the situation that he's able to still receive an education, that he's still able to learn and develop. I was feeling sorry for the other students in the class. Their education matters as well. So them being scared at times can have an impact on the education that they have or that they receive. But I was also valuing the parents coming in to the meeting together. At least that does show that they both care about Carl's education and wanting to see him succeed. What still needs to be resolved is funding any additional resources for the school, finding out what motivates Carl. He needs to have a purpose of being at school, because obviously right now he doesn't feel like there's a purpose for him being there. His behavior is definitely showing that. And what does Carl want? We need to sit down with Carl. We need to find out, what does he want? Does he want to be in the classroom all day? Would he rather be pulled? It stated that he has the functioning ability to be in the classroom, but his behavior just is not showing it. To promote the academic success of every student by enhancing instructional capacity, I think providing professional development for the teachers and staff members on how to deal with that type of behavior in the classroom, how to address students that are in need, students who have gone through traumatic events such as what Carl has gone through. I think creating a plan to remove Carl when needed, that will help bring safety to the children or the students within his classroom, which if they're feeling safe, they're able to learn and grow as well. And like I said before, though, is finding out what motivates Carl. If we're able to find out what motivates Carl and use that to allow him to have positive behavior, then Carl's able to stay in the classroom. And then the more Carl's able to stay in the classroom, the more he's getting that direct instruction from Miss Taylor and interaction within his peers. Promote the personal well-being of every student by enhancing instructional capacity. Again, the professional development. I think giving these strategies, teaching these strategies to the teacher, to Miss Taylor, to the other staff members, gives them well-being, obviously, because Carl is not making that type of decision. Talking to the psychiatrist, I think will help Carl self-regulate. I think Carl will be able to learn the strategies to prevent him from making those type of decisions like he was doing. And then having the behavioral plan that allows Carl to leave the classroom, which will prevent people from possibly getting hurt from when he's throwing stuff or having some type of outburst like that has been stated in the case study. How to enhance the instructional capacity? Providing the PD. I think that is a strong way to teach the staff members new strategies that are being used, new ways to help the class be successful. Having a strategy for Carl to leave. This allows other students to not be interrupted while they're learning. It gives Carl a chance to leave the classroom, refocus, and be able to come back into the classroom. And by also helping the parents gain resources, it allows that to promote that positive behavior at home, that it can come back into the classroom.